So this afternoon, take your hands, rub them together like this. This afternoon, we're going to talk about how do you take your passions, what's required to take your passions and turn them into an income. Anybody interested in that? Yeah? Oh, okay, good. I'm so glad. Man, it'd be such a bummer if you said, nah, we don't want to hear about that. This afternoon, I'm really excited because you're going to get to meet one of our great colleagues, a man who is really an expert as a marketer and as a businessman, an entrepreneur, and is responsible to a large extent why all of you are here. His name is Jeff Affleck. I'll introduce him in a couple of minutes. Yes. Woo! He is the director of online marketing for the Passion Test programs, also the director of the Passionate Life Secrets program. How many of you are enrolled in the Passionate Life Secrets program? I'd just like to see a show of hands. Oh, great. Wonderful. So he's your man, right? He's your man. That's good. So let's talk about monetizing your passions. There are 4 things that are required to be able to monetize your passions. How many? 4. 4 things. And I do not want the slide up on the, please take the slide down, if you would, off the screen. I want this to come up in my own good time. You're already seeing what they are, but we're going to talk about them. So, the 4 things. The first one is, what's the word? Can you read it? I couldn't hear you. Skills. Skills are the things, actually, I did this in the wrong order, but c'est la vie. Passion comes first before anything, okay? Passion becomes first before anything. You start with your passions, and those are the things that matter most to you, right? Your passions are the things you love and care about most. They're the things that when your life is connected to those, then life is just fun. It's on fire. It goes smoothly and easily. Even when there are challenges, the challenges can't stop you, okay? So it starts with passions. But where most people start is here, isn't it? How many of you, when you were growing up, went to school so that you could learn something that someone would hire you for? Anybody do that? Yeah. That's because you wanted to learn some skills that you could monetize, right? If we use that terminology. Skills are important. So skills, here's your definition. Skills are those things that you have learned either through education or training to do well, okay? Skills are those things that you have learned either through education or training to do well. Everybody got that? The next one is also important. All of these are important. What's the word? Talent. Couldn't hear you. Talents. Now, what's the difference between talents and skills? Anybody have a clue? Okay, where's our mic runners? And the mic runners, if you would please be just hanging out by I'm going to be using you frequently. So who knows the difference between skills and talents? Someone raise their hand? Yeah? Right over here. No, Luann, over here.
A skill is what you've learned, and your talent is sort of an innate, God-given gift that you have.
Beautiful. Give her a hand. Thank you. Whew. Now, I want to ask you all, if you were standing up and someone was appreciating you, is that the way you would want to be appreciated? What do you think? Whew. What is this weekend all about? Well, it is about passion, but what did I say this weekend is all about? You falling in love with who? You. And how do you think you fall in love with you? The way you fall in love with you, the more love, the more you're able to open your heart to others, the more you'll be able to open your heart to yourself. Anybody notice that in your life? You know, that when you really love someone, you care about someone, you're kind to them, you're generous with them, you're thoughtful of them, it makes you feel better. Anybody notice that? Yeah. So I want to encourage you, let's just keep up. Let's let the love flow, all right? So talents. Talents are the things you're born with. They're the things that come naturally to you. Anybody want to know how you can tell if something is a talent for you or not?
Yes.
Yes? Good. Perfect. So a talent is something that when you do it and it's easy for you and you're confused because other people complain about how hard it is. Right? You got people around you and they say, God, that's so hard. And you're going, what are you talking about? This is like the simplest thing in the world. Anybody have that experience? Raise your hand. Yeah, good, a bunch of you. Now these people, you're taking notes. You're forgiven. Good. So talents and skills, these things are important. Would you agree? I want to tell, who's timing me? I hope someone's going to tell me how much time I have left. Okay. So I want to tell you a quick story, and then we'll continue. We'll go through this. When I married Janet, I had all my life really made choices based upon what did I really want to do, what was important to me. I just sort of lucked into it. So everything was really cool. Then I got married, and I suddenly discovered, I didn't realize it at the time, but I had this concept. It's my job to take care of us. It's my job to pay the bills. It's my job to make sure that there's enough money coming in. And therefore, I'm going to go out and look for work. And what I care about is how much does it pay? How much chance of advancement is there? Can I get an equity share? All these sorts of questions, right? All about money. What was it about? Money. Anybody here ever make a decision based on money? Yeah. Well, I don't know what your experience was, but I went through the next 5 years, and those 5 years were the biggest hell I've ever experienced in my life. I went through job after job after job. I went through 4 jobs in 5 years. All of them had great titles and everything, and they paid well, but I was miserable. I used to walk around like this. People come up to me and say, Chris, what happened to you? Maybe you should see an osteopath or a chiropractor or something, straighten your spine. And I was just miserable. And then Janet encouraged me in her inimitable way. Have anybody noticed that Janet can be very encouraging? She encouraged me to look at something different, to look at things. Now, she hadn't quite woken up to the idea of choose for your passions, but she said, why don't you try this thing? And so I went and I got this job, didn't have a good title, but it did pay, it was all basically paid on commissions, so I didn't have a guaranteed income. But it was doing something that it turned out I had a lot of skill for and a lot of talent. And as a result, I started making more money than I'd ever made in my life. I went right to the top. I became one of the best performers in that company. I got a lot of recognition and adulation, and I felt really good about myself until about 18 months in. And 18 months in, I was bored. I'd learned the thing, okay? I'd learned how to do that job, and I had natural skills and talents for it, and I felt like I was just treading water. Any of you ever had the experience that you're just treading water? Yeah. So I felt like I was just treading water. And it was at that point, actually, that Janet remembered for the first time that she had this little test that she actually hadn't used for quite a while. And she gave me this little thing. She said, I call this the passion test. And I went through and I got clear on my top 5, and I started consciously choosing in favor of my passions. And so, can you potentially make a lot of money if you have skills and talents that other people want? Say yes. Yes. Are you necessarily going to be happy, fulfilled, living a life of joy if you're just doing things that you have skills and talents for? Say no. So the next thing that's absolutely critical, and as I said, this really goes at the front, but the next thing that's absolutely critical is your passions. Now you all know your top 5 passions. How many do you know? 5. Can you remember 5? Are you going to remember 5? Are you going to take the passion test again and make sure these are the right 5? Yes. Good. I'm glad to hear that. So you know your passions. So now, the whole key to this is to combine your skills. What is it? Skills. Your talents. And your passions. To serve. What's the word? What's the word? To serve others. To take your passions, your skills, and your talents to serve others, and this is the key point, write this down, in a way that they consider valuable. In a way that they consider valuable. Okay? Because if they consider that what you're providing to them is valuable, then they're going to pay you for it. Does that make sense? And when they pay you for it, you're doing them a service as well as you. Do you know that? When someone pays you money, it's not just about you, and it's not even just about the value that you're giving to them. When they pay you money, they're making a commitment to themselves. What are they making? They're making a commitment to themselves to use, take advantage of, to benefit from what you have sold them, right? Does everyone follow through on their commitments? Say no louder. No. Thank you. So, but are you responsible whether someone follows through on their commitment or not? No, you're not. But the way that you monetize your passions is to take your skills, your talents, and your passions and find a way to serve others that they will find valuable. And so it's without further ado, it is my pleasure, my joy, my delight to be able to introduce to you the director of our online marketing program, the director of the Passionate Life Secrets program, a man who has created, who ran his own business very successfully, sold it for a considerable amount of money, and now is here to serve others using his skills, his talents, and his passions. Please, will you welcome Jeff Affleck? Woo!
Thank you. How's the mic? We good? All right, we're good. Thank you. How many of you know what you're passionate about? You should. You just did the passion test, right? And how many of you are earning a good living doing that, one or more of those things? All right, and how many of you want to make a good living doing one of those things? Yeah. Now, obviously, you can't make a living out of all of your passions because some of them are, maybe relationships or maybe you need to make the good living so you can do those passions, right? But so what we're going to do this afternoon is a little exercise to help you get a little more clarity. What's the word? Clarity. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I got to say hi to my friends on the webcast. I've been behind the... Hey! It's me. We've been chatting all day. Yay. They feel left out. They start typing. We're all in a chat back there. And they're like, can I tell you a little bit about how I got here? Yeah, all right, great. Thank you. Chris said I had this business. I had a passion since I was about 13 growing up in Australia. And my passion, ironically, was snow skiing. And yeah, like Hal's going, what? You even have snow in Australia? Well, we do. And that's what I loved to do when I was a teenager, and then I became a ski instructor. I was going to be an engineer, and I became a ski instructor, and I used to travel back and forth between Australia and Canada following the snow. In fact, I used to ski 250 days a year, and now I'm a cold wimp. I hardly ski anymore, and that's where I met my beautiful wife, Leslie, who's in the back there. Do you want to say hi? Yeah, and my little baby Skylar back there, and we met skiing in Canada, and that's what I did for 25 years. Even though I quit full-time teaching of skiing and got a real job because we needed to monetize a little bit, I ended up I guess 3 years ago. I lost my passion for skiing. Have you ever lost a passion for something? Yeah, just like. And now I ski maybe once or twice a year. So as Chris said, we ended up having this ski school business, and it was quite a good business. It was in Toronto, and I sold it, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. How many of you are still trying to figure out what you want to do when you grow up? Yeah. And so I did a bit of an inventory. I hadn't taken the passion test at that point, but I've been doing a lot of work with Harv Eker. Some of you familiar with Harv? Yeah. Millionaire Mind, and actually with Greg Habstrat, who's one of our speakers, and I looked at my skills and my talents and what I was interested in, and I thought I wanted to be a speaker at first, and then I thought I wanted to be a real estate investor. So I took some training on that, and then I thought I should become a business coach because I had grown my own business quite successfully. And so, I just kept trying on different things. Can you relate? Yeah. And business coaching kind of fit pretty good. And actually, one of my clients is right here today, Jeff. Jeff Pratt's flown all the way in from Victoria, BC. Thanks, Jeff. And, and I was doing that, and a bit like Chris said, I was earning some income doing it, and I was pretty good at it, but there was just, and I was serving, but there was something missing. What do you think that was? The passion wasn't there, right? So I ended up, just like you, I came to a seminar about 1.5 years ago in Calgary. Greg Habstert was the host. It was called Simple Wealth. Anyone hear about that one? Yeah, it was a great event, and guess who I met there? Chris and Janet for the first time. And they took us through the passion test, just like you did this morning. And I realized that I didn't know what I was passionate about, and my passion became finding my passion. Yeah, like Leslie would say, what's wrong with you? Are you dead inside? Like, don't you know? I don't know, I know what I'm good at, but I don't know what I'm passionate about. So I decided, Les did it with me, we decided to become passion test facilitators. Not so much that I could teach others about the passion test, that came later. I did it to go deeper myself into my own passions and figure out what it was that I was passionate about. So we did that course, and coming out of that course, I got turned on by doing the course. How many have done it already, the training? Yeah, great. How many of you are thinking about doing it? Oh, that's good. And I became a passion test facilitator, started doing workshops in my own area, and I realized that one of my passions was helping others to find theirs. It sort of came out of it. And we started doing workshops locally in our city. And I'd set this target, almost, I'd say it was a marker of mine. My marker was that I would take 1,000 people through the passion test in my first year. And I started doing my one-on-ones, and I started getting 10 and 15 people out to a workshop. And 4 months in, I met 75 people. I'm like, this isn't, you do the math, and you're not going to get there. So I had this what's the word? Epiphany, thank you, about a year ago, and it came to me, and it was this. Jeff, you're not playing big enough in your life. Have you ever had that? Has anyone ever felt that? You're playing too small. You're helping great clients like Dr. Pratt over here, but you're just helping a few clients. I need to play bigger. And that's when I phoned up Chris and I said, Chris, I have this idea. Why don't we take everything that's in the Passion Test book, turn it into a video course, a bunch of videos, and put some other training material around it and a workbook and some bonuses. I had a background in training, and that's how Passionate Life Secrets was born. And I think you were all doing this, or you've all got access to it. Right? So that's how it came. And so through that, it's just grown, and we were doing more and more things. We had a big launch. This event came out of it, and I've served 1,000 people. I know that. Yeah. I know that. Thanks. And all of you, you've all got Passionate Life Secrets too. And one of the great things in Passionate Life Secrets, how many of you have had the one-on-one with the facilitator? Okay, great. And if you haven't, why haven't you? Part of your program is you get to have a 30-minute, 45-minute one-on-one phone session with a Passion Test facilitator, probably one of the ones in the room here, and they'll take you through the process you did this morning over the phone and get even more. Thank you. Clarity. That's right. Yeah. So take advantage of that. I can honestly say right now that I'm absolutely living my passions. There's no question. I'm using the skills and talents that I have, and I'm going to share those with you in a minute. I'm definitely living my passions of serving others, and at the same time, I'm getting to create an income that's allowing me to really fulfill my number one passion, which is to be a champion. For you and the little one. So yeah, you can do it all. So we're going to do an exercise now that's going to help you get more clarity on how you can monetize your passions. Are you ready? All right. Can I have the handouts, please? All right. You're going to get a double-sided handout, and on that handout, we're going to do a couple of exercises. The first one is a skills and talents inventory. What is it? Skills and talents inventory. Excellent. Excellent. And you're going to do this in the beginning, you're going to do this on your own. We've provided for you a list of skills and talents, and that's on the side of the page that does not have the picture on it. All right? It's got a table on the back. Now, this is not an exclusive list. I'm sure you can find more, but this is to help you just to figure out what you might be skilled and talented at. I'm going to give you an example. When I was a kid, my mother would tell you that I used to spend hours and hours playing with Lego. Love Lego. And I would build these things, and I could visualize what I was going to build, and then I would build it, and I was very meticulous in attention to detail. And so I recognized that one of my talents is attention to detail, and another one is the ability to visualize something and then create it. That's what happened with Passionate Life Secrets. We visualize it, and then we create it. That's happened to be online. So I know that's a talent that I have. I know that training is another talent, and taking things that are complicated and breaking them down and making them simple. I know that's a talent. I know that for skills, that marketing is a skill I have, but it's not something I was born with. It's something that I learned in school and I've learned through experience. The same goes with sales and web design and copywriting. These are things that I've learned. You're understanding the difference, right? So what I want you to do in this exercise is just take 3 minutes. How many? 3 minutes. Go through and just circle your things. And you might want to write an S if it's a skill, a T if it's a talent, beside any of those items. And if you can think of others, just write them down at the bottom so that you'll end up with at least 3 skills and 3 talents. And you're going to give you 3 minutes. Good. Good. Fantastic. No, really, did you have some skilled and talented partners? Yeah, right? It's like this is your personal inventory. This is what you have to offer the world. And now, it's okay, we're just getting rearranged. Now the key is to find some alignment with these skills and talents so that you can monetize your passions, which you did this morning, in a way that serves others. This is the tricky part. We have a new exercise, or the next part of the exercise, and it kind of looks like this. Flip the page over, and for those of you on the webcast, it's the other document, the one called Monetize. You want to flip that over, and there's a fill in the blanks, and it goes something like this. Using my talents for blank and my skills of blank, I will monetize my passions for, and this is where you might list 1 or 2 of your passions, by serving blank, and that's, what would we be writing in there? Yeah, and this is where if you've got a marketing mind, this is your target audience. This is your market segment. This is the people who you're going to serve. So it's not just serving others, it's not just serving people, it's serving a specific group. It could be serving women, it could be serving children, it could be serving business owners with under 50 employees, whatever it might be. It could be serving your employer, right? That's where you're going to get specific. The whom, by helping them to, and this is where we're going to write what? What was the 4th ingredient? The serving, right? The serving. So we're going to be serving them, we're helping them to, we're adding value to their lives or to their businesses, aren't we? Because I learned this from Greg Habstrad, who you'll meet tomorrow. Your income is directly proportional to the value that you provide to others. Have you heard that before? All right? Say it with me. My income is proportional to the value I provide to others. Yeah. So you've got to provide value. You need to be providing benefits and value, and that's how you'll get compensated and monetize the things that you're good at if you're providing value to others. So if you're finding right now in your life that you're not seeing the income that you want, don't complain. Ask yourself, who am I serving and what value am I providing? Does that make sense? Yeah. Great. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Would you like to see mine? Yes. Okay, all right, let's have a look. I don't like it when this turns off, I guess. This is, okay, so I wrote this up last night. And this wasn't something I did consciously because I actually didn't know about this when I, decided to play big in my life. But as I look in retrospect, this is what I decided on. So you have the advantage of being able to do this consciously. So using my talents for, and I went through this with you earlier, attention to detail, making things easy to understand, and my learned skills of, what does it say? Online marketing, training design. I used to be a trainer for a company called Sprint Canada. You might have heard of Sprint, the phone company. Yeah, well, they're broke in Canada now, but I was their, director of, no, I wasn't director, I was something. I was a national sales trainer, so I learned how to design, develop, and deliver training programs for salespeople. And web design, and that's something I've just learned recently, is how to design websites. So those are my skills and talents, yes? All right, my passions, one of my passions is playing big in life. Another is making a positive impact. Actually, the way I wrote it was a massive impact on thousands of people's lives. That's a passion for me, having a massive impact on thousands of people's lives. And as I told you earlier, I also have the wonderful advantage that this allows me to fulfill my number one passion, which is to be a champion and a provider for Leslie and Skylar. So those are the passions. And how do I do it? The way my target market is serving personal growth seekers. Are there any of those in the room? All right, anyone not? All right, good. So that's my target market, and it's everywhere. Yours might just be in a geographic area, but mine are everywhere because I love the internet. I love the internet. God bless whoever. Who was it, NASA? It was the American military that invented the internet. Al Gore said he did it? Whatever, I don't know. But, the internet is so great because it allows me to help you have convenient and affordable access to programs that help you become happier and all that good stuff, right? So this is sort of the big picture. Now, did Janet talk this morning about the what and the how?
Yes.
Right? So whose job is it to come up with the what? Us. And whose job is the how? Universe. Right. So be clear on what you want. I just wanted to play bigger. That was all I wanted to do. And then I took some action steps, which was pick up the phone and call Chris and say, hey, I kind of have this idea, didn't I, Chris? And I don't know, it just happened. It just happened. So just be clear on the what and the how takes care of itself. So this is my statement, and what I'd like you to do now is write yours. All right? So you're going to take a few minutes now. I think we'll try for 3 minutes. If we need more time, we will. And you're going to take the...
Hey, Jeff? Can I just make one comment?
Yeah.
What Jeff didn't tell you is, because I think you got to finish the story. He called me up.
All right, great.
And he said, here, I'm going to come where our webcast friends can see me too. Hi, everybody. So he called me up, said, I have this idea. Now, it just so happened that the idea that he had was something that I had been thinking about for 3 years.
Oh, so it was your idea?
No.
No, it wasn't.
Not that particular implementation of it. But I didn't have what it needed to pull it together and make it happen. I mean, I'd been having this desire, but all sorts of other things were happening. And so he showed up, from my perspective, at just the right time, right? Yes. And that's kind of the magic of this thing. That's why, you see, when he called up, I was receptive. Now, is everybody going to be receptive to you? No. But when you hit the right person, they will be. So, and then what happened, I mean, it's only beginning to happen, but Jeff found himself suddenly in the midst. I said, okay, let's put this together. So he worked really hard and got this incredible program together, right? This Passionate Life Secrets program. And then I said, okay, we're going to pull in our partners, and we're going to send out 8 million or 10 million emails, and we're going to do this massive online launch, and you get to manage the whole thing. With a little bit of help.
Yeah.
did you begin having a bigger impact than you had before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so, it's good to hear the other side of the story, don't you think? It's just that when things are right, they fit together. It just comes together easily and naturally. And if something isn't coming together, then there's a reason for that. And you don't need to worry about that. So,
Al,
Hey, man.
come out here.
Oh.
Talk to the people.
Hi, guys. You're missing so much. You're live. What I found is the universe is so wonderful. People don't know that they are the how in the making. That's what Chris was a how in the making for you. So I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great. That's great. Now, thank you. So we're going to work on this next piece of the exercise. You already have the first two blanks filled in from your previous exercise. You can just start doing that. Then I want you to go ahead and just take a kind of a rough cut at the next pieces. Then we're going to get into small groups of 3, so that you can brainstorm with others who can help you flesh it out a little bit. Would that be helpful? Yeah, because sometimes we don't have all the answers within. And so just take a minute now to maybe come up with some ideas, perhaps leave a little space so that you can put in some of the other input from the others. Perhaps think about who it is that you might like to serve, and some ideas about what you might be able to offer those people. And then we'll just take a couple minutes to do that, maybe 2, Randy, and then we'll get into some groups. Who among you would like to share what you wrote? Who among you would like to share? Why don't you come up front? We have a mic up. Yeah, we'll have a mic coming up. What's your name? Heather. Heather? All right. What do we do for Heather? All right. Where are you from?
Hi, everybody. I am from just north of San Diego.
All right, good.
So here I go.
All right.
Let's see. So, using my natural talents for inspiring others. Thank you. Thank you, girlfriend. For inspiring others, writing, speaking, and various aspects of art, including fine art photography, nature photography, and my learned skills of persuasion, communicating, sales, teaching, and training. I will monetize my passions as soon as I breathe. Just a second.
Let's come a little closer to the web. They want to hear you.
This is my first time with all this. So, I will monetize my passions for conveying the unity of spirit, intimacy, and sexuality, for wholly integrated relationships and lasting love, that to lead and then with my partners here, to lead and inspire an international team to empower millions to living their version of their optimal love, by serving spirit-centered growth seekers all over the world.
Wow.
And it's so exciting. And helping them to transform from being good lovers to great lovers.
Now,
We all start perfect.
it sounds like it's a different kind of passion test.
This is the foundation, because what we're learning here and loving ourselves is the basis from which we're able to give that love to others.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Heather.
can I share one from the webcast? Can I share one from the webcast, Jeff?
Yeah.
So Kathy Pierce said, I'm going to use my skills and talents to bring people together and inspire them to be the best that they can be, and live my passions in my equine facilitated learning center, creating a wonderful mastermind group to create this big dream.
Wow. Thank you. That was Kathy, huh? Great job. Great job. All right. We have time for another share. One more? Okay, we'll just do one more. I was trying to go for that side of the room. Right there. Quick, come up and then wait. Yeah, come on up. What's your name?
My name is Veronica.
From?
I'm from Lisa, California.
All right, welcome. Go ahead.
For some reason, this has become very emotional all of a sudden today. And my husband just told me about this a week ago.
Yeah.
And I want to just let you guys know I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and read it out.
I wanted to thank everybody, especially you. You just brought some, was talking with the girls in the back, and it just came in my thought right now. My husband doesn't even know now until I'll let you guys know. I'm good at coaching, speaking, and teaching, and training, and caring for others. And my skills are marketing, and I'm a team player. And I was thinking of, to monetize my passion is training people by webinar and online. And I've been a hairdresser for 21 years, and they do not have that online or webinar. Since I've gotten here, it just came, the light just went on. And I thought that would be a great opportunity.
Right.
And my helping them is showing them how to do correct highlights, hair extensions, and haircuts and coloring.
Online. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. All right. Chris, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Well, let's do it together.
Can I just do one tiny little thing?
Okay?
Skylar, can you just come up here for a minute?
Oh,
I
yes.
just want the people at home to see.
Absolutely.
Quick. Come here. Come
Here comes Jeff and Leslie's
Oh.
baby girl.
Oh my God.
Here, up close. Woo!
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
I have to say, I think Skylar gets the prize as being our youngest course participant yet.
Yeah. And she can't keep her socks on.
Great.
Oh, we don't have time, Tracy, but if you want a good story over dinner or something, catch Leslie.
Yeah,
It's a good story.
really good story. Good. So now, are you still pretty much in your groups of 3, I hope? So take a minute, get back in your groups of 3. Oh, and do it in silence, okay? Sorry. Silence. Complete silence. Wonderful. So get in your group of 3, and I'll tell you what you're going to do. Okay, everybody in their group of 3? Anyone not in a group of 3? So once you've gotten clear, and you all recognize this is just, what we're doing is we're getting you started, right? And you're going to want to continue to refine what you've written down. Look more deeply at what it is that, how you can serve. How can you bring your skills and your talents, your passions together? You're going to want to brainstorm with the people you know and you meet, people that you work with, people that you trust. Because you'll get new ideas, you'll get new thoughts, new concepts. Something may seem like a small thing and you call somebody up and they say, oh, that's just what I've been looking for, right? And so this is getting started. But the next step, and we want to take a few minutes on this now, and then I'd like you to, if you're up for this, and you don't have to do this, but you should tell your group of 3 if you're available and would like to do this. If you're up for it, I'd like you to continue what we're going to do now over dinner, okay? Because I think you'll find it really valuable. So tell your group of 3 if you're up for doing that, then you guys want to sort of have dinner together or get together right after dinner, whatever. And so you can continue this. Because what you're going to do now is brainstorm your action steps. What kind of steps? Action. What are you going to do? What action are you going to take to start putting those things in motion that you've written down now? We're going to take 3 minutes each. How many?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So this is about becoming a conscious creator of your life, right? What kind of creator? Conscious creator. So, and tonight, When we come back, we had this fabulous movie, but before we start the movie, we want to take a few minutes and have some of you share what you came up with, okay? So at dinner, do you come up with whatever you have, and then we're going to take a few of you just to share what did you come up with action steps from this exercise.